Going to be a game brought to you by the Eurocup. That's being brought to you by 4 players. Just want to go ahead and throw that out there. I'm pretty sure it's 4 players, so let me just make sure. I do believe that is, but I'll get back to you on that. But for now, want to go ahead and introduce everyone to my co-caster again for this evening, making his appearance for the second time. Henry V, how are you doing tonight? Or how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. The weather's shitty, but we're all right.
Yeah, the weather's shitty, but there's nothing you can do about that. But something we can do is really just cast this stream. I mean, this is going to be, or cast this game. This is going to be an interesting game between RussiaCrew and Latino Heat. And for anyone who isn't too familiar with these teams, Henry, we wanted to go ahead and do a roster rundown for us.
In Brady Gamers, aka Latino Heat, we have Knock, a Griffin, Goose, and Dazer. Dazer, who just crashed.
So that's why they probably paused right there. The whole crash on Dazer, you know.
Yeah. In RussiaCrew, we have Lekan, Vovik, Hendrix, and some sort of piece.
Yeah, definitely. We go ahead and look in the mumble for them. It looks like they have lekan, Frog, Jimi, Vovik, and XTI. I don't know what variation of those players they're actually using, because that is just the players that they have in their team speak. And we're going to be going ahead and seeing this pretty devastating choke here, Henry V. This is going to be very interesting if they decide to attack on this ladder.
Yeah, Hunter missed his DP. They weren't able to capitalize on the choke point here.
Yeah, most definitely. They were able to get by that choke point relatively unharmed. Here comes the attack, though. That Smoker trying to get a pull forward on Lewis. There goes the DP, landing on Francis. Nice bit of damage going in on that. Additional damage coming from that Smoker. Able to get a pull on Lewis. That Hunter is still up. Bill trying to pick him. Francis right now completely hoarded. They need to do a better job at clearing their teammate. There was only one person hoarded there, and I feel like they took a little too much damage from that horde there, Henry V.
Yeah. Well, at least they cleared the common, and the Hunter was skeeted off the air.
Yeah, I do agree, but again, out of just, these high-tier level teams, you expect them to be able to clear horde a little quicker, especially just being that it's on one person. We have an attack coming in right now as that Smoker tries to get a pullback. Perfect intercept from that Hunter. The Boomer getting the boom on at least one person. That is going to be on Lewis. We see this tank is now in the hands of Goose, doing an excellent job with that SI there, Henry V. They cut him off. They didn't let him get up in that open area.
But I've seen people play it at the spot that they're in right now, the Survivor. It's going to be interesting to see. I like Latino Heat's pretty good with this tank right here. They know how to flush them and get that boom so that they can get the wipe.
See, that's the thing, though, is that this spot is good, but typically only if the tank is bad. If the tank is bad, then it's a good spot. But if the tank is good and the SI is good, like we're seeing here, some nice multis landing off this tank right now. There's some beautiful damage starting off this attack. There's going to be a dual pass at the back, and that's all she wrote. He actually did clear one of the Hunters. He's going to have to do a little bit of a work, or a little bit of additional punching to get Lewis down. But as you can see, I don't think it's going to be any trouble for him, as they do have the cap, and that is very well executed, Henry V. And that's exactly what I was saying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's exactly what I was saying. I mean, typically that spot's, I've seen some teams take it there. It's a new spot. The teams are taking it, but I mean, that kind of just leaves you open to. I mean, I don't know. It kind of feels like the only tanks I've seen die there.
SI attack there.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Boomer lands, it's going to be a hard fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have to agree with you there. I mean, like as we just saw, that tank just completely demolish them. SI Boomer did a great job at booming those two other guys, cornering them in the corner. But more importantly, I've seen more times than not, it's only a good, I mean, it's usually a bad tank that makes the survivors look good there. So I don't think that's a good spot. I just think the tanks aren't that great in that general area. But I'm going to go ahead and take this time to remind everyone that if you guys got any shout-outs, feel free to send them my way. Send them to Henry V, or put them in the chat. We'll go ahead and read them on the air, as we are now seeing Latino Heat push out for the first time on this map, be dead air, DT. Sorry about that. This is going to be Death Toll here. D letter, I guess D letter at the front of the map. Name confused me there, as we still see, looking at Griffin's view right now, as I do expect him to be landing a skeet maybe sometime soon. Looking at Lilac here, looks like he wants to get a DP. Henry V, what are you feeling for this attack?
I think the Boomer's going to try to get a bunny hop, and Hunters are going to go for DPs.
Oh, we see those Hunters going in right now. One of the Hunters, damn, that was a pretty nasty DP landing right in front of Zoe, as Zoe's pulled for days over here. for separation, and oh my goodness, that Horde is working his way in. That Boomer is still up, getting that proxy boom on Bill. All kinds of damage landing from this attack, already bringing their health bonus down to 174. That whopping damage coming from a majority from that DP, and then little bits of chip here every now and then from basically just Horde and all that was accumulating there. We do now see these survivors pushing forward into this next choke, and I believe that they're going to be calling an F-pause here. But again, wow, I did not expect them to take that much damage, being the caliber team that they are there at the beginning there, Henry B.
Yeah, that attack was really coordinated. As soon as I was calling them going in, everything went in at the same time. Smoker spawned for distraction. The Boomer got his bunny hop, and Hunter just got his DP on Griffin, who wasn't able to notice. I thought he was looking up, but I guess he wasn't too careful.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we did see Knock just crash here for anyone wondering what's going on. I mean, Knock crash. I think that's the only difference in the teams that we've had from here and before is basically Knock. The addition of Knock here. Claudia not able to make it on the team here. Knock is taking her place. A very good replacement, if you ask me. And yeah, he is holding it down with the most health here, but that could change after this attack that is coming in right now. We see those Hunters working their way in, and this is a quad cap. Wow. Is that landed right there? I only saw 3 of the Hunters in front. Okay. Oh my God! I literally just stopped talking because I couldn't see what was going on. I saw 2 of those Hunters landing through the perspective of the Smoker, and oh my God, it looked like the quad cap. I didn't want to yell prematurely. And
the last Hunter got dead stopped, but it was pretty close. They took a lot of damage from it.
Yeah, they did take a whole ton of damage. 141. That is a lot more damage if you would like to see, but usually that's what happens when you see a quad cap coming anywhere near landing. You see a lot of damage result as of that, and we see a Boomer walking his way and getting that free boom on Zoe, or not free boom, but get that boom up on Zoe after the fact that she was recovering from a pounce there. We see that Smoker try to get a pull off in the front, or it looks like it's going off in the back. The tank's going to be working his way up in the front here. Any given moment, he's going to be trying to work in this hittable. And Henry V, do you want to go ahead and take it to a war room, or do you want to keep it here?
Yeah, let's go to the Latino Heat war room. I want to see what they do.
All right, let's go ahead and take it to the Latino Heat war room.
Shit. I'm gonna pop now. Knock, you take front position.
Good ship. That's a lot of damage you guys are dealing. Coming in the back.
Oh, I'm pulled. Nice.
Oh. Blue. Good job,
nice.
That tank.
Okay.
All right, and we are back, and yeah, we saw that tank work its way in there. Henry V, what did you see?
I saw the Boomer failing miserably. Boomer being played by Jimi, Hendrix. Everyone was distracted, but the Boomer just seemed to go for an ambitious long, and the tank couldn't do anything. His SI was just down right after that.
And it feels like I want to just go back to what I said previously. It doesn't seem that spot is good unless the SI is not as tight as it should be. Because I don't want to say they're bad, because obviously they're here for a reason. They're very good caliber teams. But I'm saying at the same time, maybe that wasn't what they were trying to go for. Obviously that was probably a disappointing tank in their vision. They wanted to get a wipe, or in their eyes. So again, we are going to be seeing Latino Heat dealing with this last attack here. Maybe even 2 if the SI is able to time it right. But I do believe this is only going to be 1 attack. We do see 2 Hunters off to the right of these survivors. We do see that Boomer setting up top. Here come the Hunters. This almost could be a quad cap, and oh my goodness, that was ever so close. But again, one of the Hunters was actually able to get dead stopped, allowing that.
Tongue accidentally went for a 100 pounds, which
didn't
work out.
That's what it was. So unfortunately, we do see a miscommunication going down. Maybe just maybe couldn't change targets last second, but we did see the Smoker target getting pulled, instantly nullifying that quad cap, and oh my God, that would have been a beautiful one had it gone down at the last minute on that door. But again, I'm going to go ahead and remind everyone that we are taking shoutouts. Feel free to send them my way, Henry V's way. Put them in the chat. We'll go ahead and read them on the air for you. And if you have any suggestions, I'm doing camera and, commentating, doing the casting and whatnot. If you have any suggestions for me as far as camera work, feel free to put them in the chat just because, or message me because, I am trying to get the hang of it. I'm not, I don't have my cameraman right now, and unfortunately I have to do the camera, so sorry if it gets a little distracting. I'm kind of done with that.
I do have a shout out though from Nitro from Team Penis.
Alright.
Shout out to Asian. You're ugly as fuck.
All right, and I have a shout out from Nib. Shout out to Nitro. You're my favorite American Gladiator growing up. Thank you for gay-filled Saturday mornings. So, nice little shout out coming in from Nibby. As we are going to be
Both
seeing
from Team Penis.
yeah, nice little addition there. They are both from Team Penis. And you don't have to be from Team Penis to send us a shout out, so go ahead and do that. We're going to be seeing a Latino Heat, actually. They set the bar high for the first map. They were able to make it and wipe their opponents, being RussiaCrew. So going into map 2, they have the advantage. They're going to have to set the bar high, though. They are going first. They don't know what's going to happen. They don't know where the tank's going to be. A lot of uncertainty here for them, but I think they have that little buff of the map 1 to actually, carry them into map 2. I don't think they're going to be too worried about anything here.
Yeah. If you can survive the map 1 and get the wipe, it's a good momentum to have. They're coming out here, and the tank is spawned.
Yeah, this is going to be an intense tank spawn, and nice damage going down on Zoe right there. That other hunter just being pesky as heck, really just avoiding the clear on Zoe, as Dazer had to worry about not getting pounced himself, or actually somebody else had to worry about not being pounced himself. Dazer was the one pounce. And as you said, we are going to be seeing a tank coming up here. And Henry V, I'm going to go back to you. When this tank does commit, where do you want to see this war room go? Are we staying here? Are we going to go Latino Heat, or are we taking it to a RussiaCrew?
I'm actually more fascinated right now by the Survivor play. I want to see what Latino Heat does again.
All right, so we're going to go to another Latino Heat war room, and then we're going to be, just waiting for this tank to come in, as we do see that AI Smoker going to try and get a pull. He actually connects on Bill, gets a little bit of a ding there. That is an AI Smoker, but I believe that's an AI Smoker. I want to say that's an AI Smoker, and I'm looking at it, and yeah, it is an AI Smoker. The hunters are actually scratching him away right now, and we're going to be going back as this tank is ready to commit, so let's go ahead and take it to Latino Heat war room.
Pounced. Get this clear on me. Good clear.
Am I the only one boomed?
Yep.
I'm shuddering. I'm trying to stay away from you guys so you don't get multi, but I failed.
He's dead.
Perfect.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, and we are back. And Henry V, we saw a nice multi going off there at the end. What are you thinking? What did you see? What would you have liked to have seen better?
I'd like for the tank to have waited a bit more, because the common wasn't in there, and he was just getting free shot by 3 shotguns.
Yeah, that's usually the type of damage you want to avoid as a tank. There goes that AI Smoker that we did see at the beginning of that tank. This Boomer is going to be setting up at the bottom, going to try and go for that boom any moment now. We see the survivors are going to be clearing out the majority of this horde before they drop down. Another hunter looks like he's set up in the back. This is going to be an interesting attack coming up against Latino Heat, as here they go. They drop down now. Here comes the attack. Hunter from the top, Hunter from the back. The Boomer's going to be going in right now. He did get meleeed. Is going to be able to recover, though. He might be able to get a boom. Maybe he missed it. I don't know why he's not going for it. He got meleeed away. Nice little bit of chip going down there, but without that boom, you're going to see these survivors push right on ahead, clear majority of this horde, and have that button pretty much free to press here.
The survivors have to play this fast, because they are all pretty much at low health. The Boomer did get melee, so we're gonna have a quad cap. I don't know what the Smoker's doing.
Yeah, the Smoker tried to get a pull back there at the very last second. Almost looked like he was going to be able to get it, but unfortunately not able to catch that last survivor. As we do see a hunter coming in right now, getting skeeted by Griffin. We do see that other hunter landing momentarily on Zoe. That boom in the back does land on Lewis and Bill. Right now we see that Boomer is still up. He's finally taken care of. He was in there dealing some scratches and just trying to raise all kinds of hell in the middle of those survivors. Right now we see most of them just clearing out this little forward area of all these commons here. And Henry V, we do see another attack coming up. What would you like to see this infected do with this attack?
Well, last time I've caught saying that the Boomer was killed last, and I think he was killed last again here. The Goose is pounced.
Oh, and I think that was a little bit of a miscommunication.
Yeah,
we did see one of the...
premature.
Yeah, the hunters... Actually, we're going to go ahead and take it off with this attack, as we do see that attack coming in right now. That Boomer does land on Bill. He's going to be up first, and oh my god, there goes that separation pull! And that nice cover on the bottom, delaying the rescue on Bill even more. I was just about to say that you usually don't want to rush up ahead on that ladder because it's pretty well known now that a survivor or a smoker will try to camp the top and pull whoever's up there forward and then intercept with some hunters. Unfortunately, we did see that miscommunication out of RussiaCrew, and oh my goodness, we have these individual spawns just coming in, and that looked like it was going to do a lot more damage than it actually did. Another spawn already ready, though. I don't know what they're doing coming in with these spawns so broken up. That boomer's going in right now. These 200s are working their way in. One of them does connect in the back. The other one does connect in the front. Nice little bit of damage landing off of those. But again, I think they're just working with what they got at this point. We did see that RussiaCrew kind of messed up. They pre-spawned 200s in the back. One of them got caught, but he decided, you know what, I'm going to jump away. And I think his friend thought, oh my God, they caught him, let's commit. He went in, the other one got away, and because of that, we've had these kind of like split up attacks where 100 would try to go for the separated survivor, but I can't say it was all that bad. It kind of worked there, Henry V.
Yeah, they're going in, and you can... the infected just seem to keep on going. They need to wipe them here, though.
Yeah, they most definitely need a wipe here, as we do see that Latino Heat is enjoying the comfortable lead right now. We have still not seen a tank. Actually, yeah, we did see a tank. I am.
Very beginning.
Yeah, in the very, very beginning. I was just so early that I happened to forget. But again, we are seeing that these survivors are now completely bleeding out. The only one who isn't is Griffin right now. So again, these survivors are doing the best they can to try to push forward. They don't want to get attacked as they are right now. That smoker getting to pull off in the back. Hunter working his way in right now. Both of them landing on the back two survivors. Actually, one of them hasn't even landed yet. That boomer goes in while that other one is just distracting ever so beautifully and landing that boom on 3 of those survivors. And again, these survivors are going to be doing their best to try to push forward. As we do see, again, 3 of them bleeding out. The only one who is not is Griffin, sitting at about 15 health, maybe 10, 12, something in that neighborhood. And again, this is going to be the last little, I guess, all-out push towards the safe room as that smoker goes in right now. They try to avoid an attack here, but they are getting attacked nonetheless. Boomer going down on 2 of them. That Hunter did stumble him a bit on the door, and that Hunter was able to get in Indiana Jones style through that doorway last possible second there. And nice little last attack from RussiaCrew, but unfortunately not able to stop Latino Heat from getting into that safe room with 25 health bonus. Yeah, that's 25 health bonus, giving them a grand total of 500 points for that map.
Yeah, they should have had the wipe. They were connecting with all of their attacks and going in kind of separate. So I think if they went all together at the same time, they might have had a better chance.
Yeah, definitely, and we do see that these. They're pretty much just waiting it out right now, waiting for everyone to ready. This is a European match right now, so again, European rules are in play, and we do see that boomer going in right now. 3 of those survivors are boomed. That Hunter's going to be looking for that pounce. Doesn't look like he's actually going to land on anyone, as that smoker just goes in for a scratch after the fact, and a nice little additional chip there from these spawns that just went in before the tank. They're still going to have another set of spawns up for when this tank decides to commit. So again, we're just going to be waiting for this to go down any moment now. Going to be in the hands of Knock. I don't know if Knock's going to decide to pass this tank or not, though. So it's going to be...
He's going to have to. He's at 15% here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he could actually keep it here. So they're going to go ahead and wait for those spawns to be up, and as they do, they're going to have... pretty much looks like Griffin controlling this tank here. And, yeah, going to be waiting for this to go down. As these spawns are not going to commit prematurely here. It looks like this tank is going to be deciding to go in any moment now. So with that, let's go ahead and take it to, let's see, RussiaCrew War Room.
Yep.
Alright, and we are back, and I don't know if that was a war room or a death room, because that was just absolutely quiet in there. Quiet. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in there, in that war room. But again, maybe they were just extremely focused. They didn't want to talk during spawns. We do see they did a very good job at dealing with that tank, as only one of them went down. But Henry V, what did you see there going down with that tank?
I saw the SI going in, his tank went in, but the tank missed a lot of punches. He just seemed to go for long arm punches, and I mean that's a good thing when it connects. But if you punch prematurely, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the consequence of having just whiffs.
Most definitely, as we do now see these survivors pushing forward, pretty much uncontested. There's no boom to speak of, and they're actually rushing into an attack right now. They're actually doing a very good job at just pushing through all this common right now, not getting locked up on anything. An attack should be coming any moment now. We do see that attack set up in the front to get that pull off with that smoker. The smoker's going to be going in right now, trying to get that pull. Hunter coming in to intercept that. Boomer going in, getting that boom off on Francis. Looks like one of the Hunters does get dealt with in the bottom, and Zoe does get pulled off, but she's going to be relatively unharmed as she makes her way up to the top. And again, RussiaCrew in a very, very, very good position to actually win this map here.
Yeah, they just played that tank really well, and only one person is bleeding. They can take their time with this.
Yeah, they definitely can take their time. I think that's what they want to do. They only have one person bleeding out, so that guy is going to be a pill dumpster. They're not going to have any pills to be feeding them, say, later on in the game. But again, this is good for right now, as we do see these Hunters coming from the front. One of them is skeeted, though. Zoe is pounced. Smoker trying to get a pull-off on Bill. Bill, ever so wisely, staying behind those poles or staying behind the railing, make sure he doesn't get pulled down. Very good move from Bill, as we do now see that Boomer trying to get a boom off, and I don't believe he's actually going to be able to. He got the boom off on Lewis, but again, he's going to be going back for that respawn now, as these survivors are just making up so much ground between these attacks. Henry V, Latino Heat's attacks just aren't doing that much damage here.
The survivors are playing it smart. They know when they have to pause after clearing common here. Like, they're going into the safe room here, or this little room here, which they can just take their time clearing common, so that the SI attack won't be as hard to take.
And we do have that attack coming in right now. As you said, nice boomer pop, pretty much shutting down that attack before it even began. They shot that boomer out of the sky, and we did see one of the SIs, I do believe it was a Hunter, and a Smoker landing momentarily, but again, not at all in terms of damage, not at all anything that would be that would make you want to worry. But again, a nice lead here, as we do see them make it into the safe room with a 139 health bonus, bringing their grand total of to 956. That's not the grand total, but the grand total is 1,007 to 1,172. They got about a 900-point lead on that map, or about 400-point lead on that map. So yeah, that brings up their score to that 1,172, and I do believe RussiaCrew is now in the lead. I'm going to make sure and check these scores. Give me 1 second. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at these scores. And actually, yeah, it looks like Latino Heat's actually in the lead still by about 100 points. So yeah, quite an interesting turn of events here. The lead
crew was able to, catch up to Latino Heat, even though they made it.
Yeah, cut the lead down substantially here. And this is anyone's game, so this could very well be the map that brings RussiaCrew up. But again, RussiaCrew is going to have to set the bar this map. They're going to not know where the tank is, all those downsides to being first. But again, here we go. RussiaCrew going to be setting up as the survivors first. And I'm going to go ahead and let you take this first attack. Go ahead and take it away, Henry.
Alright, it seemed like the smoke was spawning up from the trees. Hunter went for a bunny hop, it connected. It was a great bunny hop by Goose. Hunter going for DP, he was skeeted. And Smoker wasn't able to get his pull.
Yeah.
The survivors just pushing through this common now.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did see those attacks getting pretty much shut down, and look at that. We did see 3 of them boomed, and no damage on the board. Look at that. I don't know, that's pretty good. 3 of them boomed, all that distraction going in with those Hunters and everything like that. You would expect maybe just at least one health bonus. One health bonus, at least one little scratch, but nothing.
We have a witch spawned up here.
Yeah, we do have a witch, but there was nothing up for that. There was nothing done in damage from that first attack. They're going to try to make up for it with this second attack with the witch. And this is kind of exciting, so let's go ahead and take it to Latino Heat War Room to see how they're going to set this up.
He does it again. I'll go for a boom.
Yeah, they drew her.
Want to just say bucket, or?
Nice.
Nice.
Wasn't expecting.
All right, and we're back, and I mean, from the just hearing it and the Latino Heat War Room, it kind of sounded like they weren't even ready to go in right there. They didn't know whether or not they were going to give it to him or whatnot. But you saw there, Henry V, they were actually able to hit with that witch. Not bad at all.
Yeah. I mean, the witch got her hit, but they're still out at 0 points.
Yeah, there is a lot of. They're all still at 0 points, and I don't know, but we see a lot of damage going out on Bill. He is down. He is going to be pill committed, as we do see an attack coming in right now. Smoker trying to go off in the back. Boomer getting the boom off on Lewis. Nice pounce going down on Zoe. She is pounced for days as Francis is completely. Lewis is actually completely hoarded, and Francis there was just taking all kinds of damage from that Hunter. Not a bad attack whatsoever, and just like that, we see everyone in Latino Heat on double digits in terms of points there. So again, finally able to get a nice coordinated attack for some damage there, bringing down the health bonus to a 144, and we are yet to see a tank, so this can be pretty devastating here, as we are going to see Bill pop another set of pills there.
I think the tank is going to be spawning soon here, and they might have to push it with only 2 pills left.
This is going to be a place where tank could spawn, but unfortunately it did not. This SI decided to go in right now. Most of it did get dealt with. The only thing that's still up is a lone Hunter and a lone Boomer. There goes that tank spawn, so it's going to be in the hands of Goose, and these survivors are deciding to push back here. Do you think that's a good idea, Henry V, in this position? Where would you like to see them?
Yeah, the tank is way far. They're safe to push right now.
Yeah.
Or take it back. I don't know what they're doing here.
They're actually opting to play it forward rather than go back right now. They know that the tank is in a very far away position, so they have no worry or no need to push back in any sort of hurry. Right now, we do see them dealing with an attack, pretty much shutting down everything. The Hunter did get dead stop. The Smoker got cleared before it was able to get a pull, and the Boomer did get popped. That tank is just trying to play with some hittables there, and it is not cooperating with him. These survivors are ready to jump the gap. As soon as the tank comes in from the front, they're going to go around the back, but I don't know if they know that car is in play on the roof right there. This could be potentially dangerous stuff right now, as again, I think the survivors opted to stay forward because they know Bill is bleeding out and he would not make it to pretty much run the whole map again. So again, we see these survivors just pretty much trying to deal with what they can, and when this tank does decide to come in, Henry, where do you want to take this war room?
I'd like to see a Latino Heat war room here.
Alright, so with this, let's go ahead and take it to a Latino Heat war room.
Boom.
Got 2 boom for you.
Hey, let's cap these two.
Oh, well, I'm getting over there in a second. Don't want to get tripped. I'm ready.
Take your boom cap, and he's going to be right next to a car. Shit. And then you got that kill right there once he's dead, or down. There you go. Very good. You have like 75% health. And no SI. You want to get out after that if you have a way. Use your car to, along with this Hunter distraction. Yeah, they're backing off.
Great job.
Very good. They could still make this with 3, so I'd really like to get rid of all their pills. Nice, Rob. That's great. I'd like to get rid of all their pills. You have your 2 cars right there.
Yeah, we can.
It looks like they're playing inside, though.
Well, let's roll with this, then.
Send it in, and we'll come in a little late. Boomer,
right.
Try and land a free boom if you think you can. Oh,
They're
they're playing outside. Let's go in right now. Let's help. Nice pull. Nice pull. Just him up.
That's it, Griffin. Take that down.
Good job. Oh, shit. What a luck.
Crooked.
Yeah. I don't see him making it even after that, though. Very good.
Oh.
Nice.
Stuck on the down guy.
Yeah, I tried to jump off. Good job, guys.
Don't give him the satisfaction. Pull him.
I'm going.
Pull him.
Pull him.
It's just about making it now.
Run!
Late tank, guys. Late tank. We have
Yeah, remember the
late
witch.
tank.
The witch, and we're probably going to have to take this. I don't like playing it.
Alright, and we are back. Henry V, that tank, able to get the wipe. Besides that, what did you see? What allowed him to get that wipe that we just saw?
Well, Zoe was common for the longest time, and the other survivors had to deal with the Hunter and Smoker. And that gave the tank the distraction he needed to hit the hittable on Zoe. And after that, he was able to get another down on Jimi Hendrix, and the other people got distracted again by the other SI, and it was great.
Yeah, it was great. We did see some great play from both teams here up on this first side of map 3 DT. We do see an attack coming in right now. That Hunter making his way in, landing on Zoe. Not a DP though. Boomer landing on Francis. 3 survivors now. Boom! And we do see, that looked a lot more dangerous than it actually was. We did see Bill solo pulled in the front while the 3 survivors in the back were completely getting rushed by Horde. They were all boomed on, but again, the shotguns were able to get through all that Horde and actually clear their teammates. So not too much damage going in off of that, but a nice even chip on all 4 of them, bringing down their health bonus to a 189. And they have a witch up here, Henry V. Going to be pretty interesting how they decide to deal with it.
Yeah, I'd like to see the witch not hit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you want to see the damage pretty much get avoided, but I like seeing witches hit, so I hope the witch hits. Not that I don't like Latino Heat or anything, but I just want to see the witch hit just to make this an interesting game. We did see the witch hit for RussiaCrew, so, maybe if it hit for them, we'd be seeing an even game here. We do see the witch going in, so let's go ahead and take it to a RussiaCrew war room.
Go.
All right, and we are back, and we did see that witch hit. A little bit of a difference in strategy there. It seemed like Latino Heat didn't really seem like they wanted to commit when they had the witch, but they just kind of just went through it. I mean, it just kind of just fell, it just went down like that, and we did see that RussiaCrew, they wanted to attack with that witch, so they attacked with that witch. Their mission was accomplished. They got that damage down on Lewis, and not a bad strat if you ask me, Henry V. We have an attack coming in right now. That Hunter working his way in and pouncing the pool. One Hunter is still up trying to get some scratches. The Boomer is now dealt with, and that Smoker in the back still trying to be still trying to harass with that pool. Not able to get very much damage, if at all. But again, every little bit of chip counts there, Henry.
Yeah, they're sitting about the same position RussiaCrew was sitting at here with the health bonus. Only one in cap. Everyone else still pretty good health.
Yeah, they're still really, really good in health, if you ask me.
We have a quad cap here.
We do have a quad cap coming in right now. We're going to go ahead and keep it here as this quad cap is working his way in. 3 of the survivors, almost all 4 of them were capped. We did see 3 of them, 2 of them pounced, 1 of them pulled. They were capped, and the 1 survivor that was up was actually able to clutch it and clear the rest of them. So a nice little quad cap thwarted by Latino Heat, as we are now seeing a tank up in the hands of Jimi Hendrix, which is, I think, RussiaCrew's star player, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say that, it is a team effort. There is no I in team, but I do believe there is those people that make a team stand out, and I think RussiaCrew is one of those players. Again, not to take away from the other guys, but, it's just what I heard anyways. Bringing it back to the game, we are going to be waiting for this tank to commit. These survivors are sitting at a 147 health bonus, and they're deciding to take it inside. This tank can commit any moment now, and it does look like it's going to commit, so let's go ahead and take it to a RussiaCrew war room. Oh my god, and I don't know if RussiaCrew's trolling me or what, but they're just not talking in between this war room, so I'm bringing it back, and we're going to keep it here as we do see this tank absolutely doing work on Latino Heat right now, just crushing everyone in his path, really. Right now, we do see Lewis is the last victim for this tank, but Lewis actually able to stay up and kill the tank. We do see him now doing his best to pick up the rest of his survivors. He is able to pick up Bill right now. We do see that Griffin is about to die. They need to pick him up. The Hunter's going to be working his way in any moment now that we do see that Hunter landing on both of the survivors right there. If that was just maybe one more Hunter, if that pool would have gone down a little bit earlier, they could have capped all 3 of them. We do see Bill falling down again, though. Griffin is so close to dying. They're going to go ahead and take this opportunity to actually pick him up before a Boomer is up. That Boomer is now up right now. That Boomer's going to be working his way in right now. Going to be trying to get that boom. Gets it on 2 of them. We do see 2 survivors are still up. This is very, very close. Any moment now. Any just attack right now could wipe them. They're doing their absolutely best. Their absolute best to try and keep each other from falling. We do see Nog accidentally friendly firing Dazer there as that Hunter was going in there for some scratches, so he friendly fired him down there. Here comes that Smoker coming in for the front, the Hunter coming in for the back for some additional scratches, and we do see Zoe and Griffin are the only ones up. I don't think we're going to be able to get scratched down now, though, because Griffin is still sitting at marvelous health, but look at this, it's just non-stop pressure. There's all kinds of comment coming in right now, all kinds of boom, all kinds of everything just hitting them right here, and we're going into first-person view to see just how chaotic it looks from their perspective. We do see that Dazer is black and white, sitting at about 30 health, 25 to 30 health. just absolutely insane. They're laughing in the chat, saying this is just, I mean, they're just probably laughing because they know this is pretty hard spot to break right now, as they're just completely surrounded by SI. Every time they push out, they cannot afford to get boomed again, and that is exactly what happens. 2 of them are now boomed, but all 4 of them are on their feet, and they need to get going because, man, that is just way too much damage. It went down in that little area just like that. Zoe is now down again. We do see that Bill's outside. He is about to get pulled. No, Francis gets pulled as he's going out to clear Bill. This is just... oh my goodness, Henry V. Damage on top of damage on top of damage.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to survive now. They just ate all those attacks, and Dazer is still... yeah, Dazer's black and white, so just a couple scratches on him and there'll only be 2 players, and yeah, they couldn't afford that. They couldn't afford that. Even though Dazer was able to clutch the kill on the tank, they just ate all those attacks.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to be one of those miracle moments when Dazer was actually able to clear the tank. I mean, I know playing personally against Latino Heat, there's been those situations where they were able to get that last-second kill just like that, just that last-second kill on the tank, and just because of that, they're able to make the whole map. So Latino Heat very capable of making maps, and that Hunter going in there and getting that ninja scratch on Dazer, actually killing him off. Here comes that Hunter coming in to complete that dual cap, as we do see Francis getting pulled, Zoe getting pounced, wrapping up the survivors for that map, and oh my god, that was just absolutely devastating with those attacks there, Henry V.
Yeah, RussiaCrew was able to wipe them even after the tank. Very good SI support.
Extremely good SI support. Again, I want to go ahead and remind everyone that if you guys have any shout-outs, feel free to send them my way or to Henry V. We will make sure to read them on the air as well as in the chat. So again, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the scores here. As I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing. Let's see.
Heat is still in the lead here.
Yeah, it's still in the lead, enjoying about a 100-point lead here, or about 200-point lead. It's 1,262 to 1,083. So still a very close game, but it is going to come down to map 4. But this is going to be a best 3, guys. So again, next map that's coming up, I do believe it is going to be Blood Harvest. So some very good
My
scrim.
favorite map.
Yeah, some very good scrim maps for this evening. But I could be mistaken. I'm pretty sure though. But let's cross our fingers, guys. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. As we do now see the survivors getting ready to push out any moment now. Going to be opening this door, and we are going to be seeing Latino Heat having to extend their lead on this map. If they get wiped here, this could be the I don't know. I guess the momentum that RussiaCrew needs to actually surpass them on this map. So Latino Heat needs to make this map and needs to make it by a good margin, so they make sure they pretty much hang on to their lead, or they could just make sure they wipe RussiaCrew on the other end. But I think what they're going to do is make sure they set that bar high. And speaking of setting bars high, what would you like to see them do coming out of the safe room and with this attack and all that?
I'd like to see this Hunters land, because it always seems like the Hunters fails here. They just go for slashes, and you look at, yep, they're going for slash.
So yeah, that's precisely what they're deciding to do. I kind of like scratches. I mean, they have a time and a place. I don't know if this is precisely the best one, but I mean, some damage is better than any. At least those scratches are able to land. There's nothing worse than when you try to go.
Get DPs from this church building thing, and I don't know. It seems like everyone's sort of abandoned that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've moved away from that just because of how good people have gotten at skeeting. And I think when you go up against a team like Latino Heat, you're pretty much expected to get skeeted if you come from a height like that. But again, the ping differential, I mean, look at the pings. Look at Latino Heat's pings. They're all playing at 174. The 140 is the lowest ping for these survivors, as we do see an attack coming in right now. Francis is pounced. Zoe looks like she was pounced for days, as she did take a good amount of her damage. I mean, a good amount of her health. She did get a good amount of her health taken, sitting at about 75% of her original health. And again, I just want to go back to the ping differential here. We do see that Latino Heat is sitting at about 174. The lowest ping is 140.
We have a witch here.
Ooh, we do have a witch, and the witch is up, and she is down as quickly as she was up. That was Francis, a.k.a. Griffin, doing a very good job at crowning that witch. Latino Heat, no stranger to being able to crown some witches. And right now, we do see an attack is going to be setting up here pretty standard. We do see the Boomer setting up on the front, actually, and we do see the Smoker up there with him as these Hunters are setting up for the back. And here we go. The attack's coming in right now. The Hunter's coming in from the back. One of them already dead stopped and killed away. The Boomer's working his way up to the top. Gonna get popped. Smoker trying to get the pull off in the front. but again, that hunter coming in and actually grabbing that pull, actually. So again, pretty unfortunate for that SI, as these survivors are now able to push ever so much further in the map. And again, Henry V, they still have to deal with a tank here. Given the situation and where they are in the map, if a tank does appear, what would you do? What would you like to see them do?
Well, there are hittables down there, and I'd like to see some hittables connect.
Yeah, definitely. We always like to see hittables connect. We always like to see all kinds of exciting tank play. So again, I am a big favorite of that as well. And again, we're going to be seeing these survivors just opting to clear out any bit of common here. I don't know if this SI is going to attack in this room or outside. It does look like they're going to wait to be, at least they're going to wait for some of them to get outside, because we do see that smoker pool outside. I don't think they're going to have that smoker pool from the outside and try to get one down. But again, these survivors are just kind of, they almost, it's like they know something is up. They got an ominous feeling about this. They know there's a lot of common down here. That boomer is now up. He's going to be going for that free boom on Bill. We do see that pull going down on Francis right now. Those hunters need to come in and intercept, and there they are. Francis is now pounced. We do see the other hunter landing on Lewis momentarily, but that is going to be the end of that attack. Mostly just common damage being done to Bill right now, as we do see that health bonus dropping down to a 168. Everyone on Latino Heat at about 75% of their original HP. Tank is still not up. They're all hugging the little front area trying to spawn that tank. Not going to happen, though. They're going to go ahead and hit the crescendo and run off to the back, just because, like we've said so many times, this is a European Cup, so they cannot rush the crescendo like teams most typically do. So again, we're going to be seeing them just pretty much take this attack. I mean, they're all going to corner up on the left side. It's actually rather interesting. Here comes those hunters right now, getting a nice pull off on Bill. Nice pounce landing on Francis. They were all able to focus down that boomer, but again, a little bit of damage landing there, Henry V.
I think they were just focusing on clearing the boomer, because you don't want to have a quad cap here while the common are still pouring in.
Yeah, you definitely. You usually don't want to see a quad cap anyway. Really, I mean, like if at all possible, you want to avoid a quad cap. But I mean, this is a pretty dangerous place. I mean, you could actually get quadded here just because. I mean, you're very vulnerable basically to the common coming in, to locking you out of melees. And here we go. We see an attack coming in right now. Hunters are working their way in. The smokers actually got a pretty decent pull on Bill, it looked like. Or actually, that was Lewis. And we do see that boomer going to be waddling his way in for that last sacrificial kill. And these survivors are actually not going to kill him. Look at him. That boomer is actually able to get the boom off on Lewis because they didn't kill him. So again, they're going to be dealing with even more horde now. And
zigzagging his way in.
Yeah, and an impending quad cap actually coming in any moment now. And being that this tank is expected to spawn up usually by the bus, if it doesn't spawn up before the event here, it's usually going to spawn up by the bus. What do you think Latino Heat's going to do, and what would you like to see them do, really?
Well, I think they're going to play it, and they're going to run back, because they can't afford to play it here with all the hittables.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're going to be in a pretty vulnerable place if they play it back here. This is pretty much a hittable playground here for any tank, as we do see all kinds of cars that are expected to be used in play. If the tank is played here, we do see a quad cap working his way in right now. Hunter's landing in the front and in the back, but obviously not going to be the quad cap that they were looking for. We did see one of them getting dead stopped, the other one getting the hunter getting cleared there. I mean, the smoker getting cleared, and yeah, definitely we are going to be seeing most of these common getting dealt with here, as this tank's going to be spawning any moment here, Henry V.
Yeah, it's a very late tank spawn. They might even take it at the area they're at right now, because you're able to shut down attacks.
You are able to shut down attacks, but they need to make sure they shut down this one. But, oh my goodness, the two of them are boomed. We do see these hunters coming in right now, one of them landing on Bill. And again, that boom would have been a little bit more devastating had there been a tank up, but because there is no tank up, it's pretty much easy peasy for this horde as it funnels its way in from a pretty narrow hallway. All four shotguns are able to decimate any sort of common that comes in. And look at them, the survivors are actually decided to take it in the laundry room. I haven't seen a team do it in here in quite some time. There is a couple places that are SI can spawn here, but if they do a good job of covering everything, I don't believe they're going to be able to spawn in here, as we do see that tank now getting ready to commit. And I'm going to go ahead and take it to a Latino Heat war room.
Dude, I'm getting like a long stand up and I can't shoot. Boomer fail, just keep shooting down. Shoot him, two tank. Good
Nice.
job, guys.
Cool.
Look at that.
All right, and we are back. And Henry V, we did see that tank commit. What did you see when that tank actually did commit?
I saw the tank switching targets, which, again, it's a good idea, but you really need to get an in-cap so that your SI can help you out. And then he got stumbled by the boomer, which was not good. And yeah, he was just not able to get any damage that he really needed to get.
Yeah, when a boomer gets involved or anywhere near a tank and gets popped, the stumble that usually occurs from a boomer popping on a, say, survivor actually transfers over to the tank, and that's actually very devastating to a tank that cannot punch, who's just stumbled there in front for the survivors to shoot. And here we go, we have an attack working its way in right now. Zoe's been pulled for what seemed like to be forever, as we did see that boomer and Hunter go in right there, landing the boom on all four of them. But because that smoker wasn't set up in a cross position, he wasn't actually able to get anyone pulled down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to stop them before they get into the safe room here. That smoker trying to get additional damage there, but I don't think that's what they needed. They actually needed to stop them. I don't know if they're going to have enough points to actually, or they can actually make enough points.
They can still make it.
Yeah, they need at least 150-ish. They need 150-ish to give them, because 150 with no multiplier will be 1,000. I mean, how far are they down? Realistically, they were 200 down going into this map, so they would need about, like I said, at least 900 to beat their score.
Yeah, they need at least 900.
So 900 and change to beat their score. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to pull it off. About 900 would be about 140-ish, something in that neighborhood. So they need to get a pretty high health bonus. I think it's not exactly a BMW situation, if you know what I mean. For anyone who doesn't know, any Europeans watching, BMW was the phrase that was coined after a team made it with 150 health bonus on a tournament that they needed to make it in. And here we go, we have an attack coming in. We do see Dazer pouncing Bill for 17 damage. Nice smoker pool going down on Lewis on the top. 3 of them are boomed in the bottom. So nice amount of damage landing on these survivors just for that first attack. And if these attacks keep landing just like that, Henry V, it is going to be GG for these survivors pretty soon here.
And I'm glad, because I can't wait to see them play Blood Harvest. Blood Harvest is like the map for competitive play.
Yeah, I have to agree, and we will be seeing these survivors pushing forward and dealing with everything pretty much as they should be. They still have to deal with a witch, though, and these infected know that they're going to be sitting up on that witch, because if they get that witch to hit, that is GG. That is the down that they needed, and they would just not have the sort of health bonus to beat them. They are going to be trying to clear any sort of silly common. We do see that there is 300 set up. This is going to be a quad cap, so let's go ahead and take it to Latino Heat War Room.
Whatever.
Okay.
This guy's stepping way over here. You think you can come over here and get a pull on him? All right, Granny.
Oh. Nice damage, guys. Nice damage.
Alright, and we are back, and oh my goodness, I was ever so close to being a quad cap.
Yeah.
Almost.
No, they lost from just that. Even if the quad cap didn't connect, they just lost, because
Yeah,
they had a 144 health bonus now.
That in order to win this, they need to turn God mode on and make sure they don't take any more damage at all. I mean, 144-ish, that could still make it for them, but yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, honestly, unless you want to lose some money, I wouldn't bet on it, just because I don't think that there's going to be anything stopping from Latino Heat getting some more damage on these survivors. As here they go in trying to get the pull off forward. I don't think that's the best position they could have attacked in, but at this point, they know that any sort of damage, even if it's just silly damage, even if they just friendly fire themselves, they're going to be cutting their chances of winning ever so greatly. And again, we are going to be seeing this health bonus actually holding steady. It actually moved right now for the first time, and it was some friendly fire, because I did hear Bill yell out, "Watch your fire," that brought down their health bonus to a 143. So again, Henry V, you never know. They could just avoid all kinds of damage from here on in.
I mean, I'm an optimist, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I'm optimistic myself, but again, and I'm also a gambling man. I believe in odds, and the odds tell me that it is not in their favor, at least not in RussiaCrew's favor. Not for this map anyways. We still have a map 2 coming up, possibly a map 3 if these games continue to be these close. And we do see a quad cap working his way in right now. That hunter deciding to rocket his way out. We do see one of the hunters getting dealt with quite quickly. The other hunter does get dead stopped, and again, that is going to be the quad cap. But yeah, nice damage, or pretty much a nice job avoiding damage from the survivors. Still sitting at a 141, but I do believe if it gets underneath that 140 threshold, that is going to be a little too far away from them to actually come back from. But again, man, that witch crown, I want to go ahead and go back and talk about that, because it looked like Zoe was actually just going to look for some spawns or something, but she did like a remote crown from like 5 feet away. She was right in that witch's face.
I actually did the same crown yesterday in my match.
That's
fun to do.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Looks pretty cool. First time I saw it, anyways. And we do see Hunter
They
just
lost there.
yeah, Smoker just getting the scratch for days. I don't know why they didn't stop that earlier. Maybe they were going to go ahead and let him get the down. We do see them actually getting boomed on. 2 of them boomed on. The only ones who aren't are the down survivor being Francis, Bill being played by Vovik. And again, we are just going to be waiting for the conclusion of this map. As you said, there is no way they can make this at this point. Their survivor play is getting a bit sloppy here. They're just popping boomers in front of their own face at this point. There comes the Hunter's going to be working their way in, trying to get additional damage. It's actually going to be the tri-cap. Smoker's going to try to get a pull-off for a separation in the back. He is able to land that pull. These Hunters needed to be a little bit more synced, and that would have been the cap. But nice DPs, as you said, landed from these Hunters. And Henry V, I do believe that is a wrap.
Yeah, the survivors just crumbled there. It doesn't look like they're trying as much as they were before.
Yep, I'm gonna call it an early Christmas and get these teams to wrap it up, because this is just I don't know, this is just pretty much over here, as these survivors are just trying to avoid any sort of silly damage here. But again, we are going to be going to a map 2. I do believe that is going to be Blood Harvest. So again, best of 3 situation. I kind of like the best of 3 format, just because I feel that in the best of 3, like you said yesterday, Henry V, you actually mentioned this to me, it's it's a lot more about skill than it is about luck. Sometimes you feel like a team got lucky on a map, a certain situation that could have maybe gone your way, but it didn't, and as a result, the team wins the game, you know? And I feel that out of a best of 3 situation, it's a lot more balanced. I feel that it's a lot more definite in terms of just who's the better team, or just who deserves to win. So I think the best of 3 format is a very good one for Left 4 Dead. And yeah, we will be seeing a map 2 coming any moment now, but not before we see a Hunter going in on Zoe, landing a nice little bit of damage there, slowing down these survivors a little bit more. And we saw Francis die there, Henry V. I didn't even notice that, really.
I did. It was just sloppy play. They just...
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing now.
Yeah, I think at this point they know it's pretty much the end is near. These survivors are coming in. I mean, this infected is coming in one at a time, and we're just going to be waiting, pretty much, waiting for this tank to be up and pretty much do his thing to these survivors, because I don't believe we're going to be in much of a shape for a fight with the tank, as we do see these Hunters coming in right now. This could be the cap. But no, it's not going to happen. We do see a Smoker trying to get a pull-off in the back. Not going to land as well. So these survivors are still making the infected work for it, as his tank is now pushing in. That hittable is right in their face. He's going to be able to down Zoe. That hittable is completely past the other 2 survivors, so they're no longer in threat of being hit by a hittable. But this tank wants to make sure that he doesn't get juked. As soon as he pushes forward, there goes Lewis, and Bill is just going to bucket, as he knows that is pretty much a wrap for him, as his survivors are pretty much dead there, Henry V.
Yeah, there was no way they could have survived that with 3 people.
Yeah, that Hunter's going to be going in. That is landed, and we are off to map 2, Henry V. We're going to be seeing the GGs being thrown down here, and very good match for map 1. I mean, very good game. Map 1 here, we did see DT. I'm excited to see map 2. I don't know, what are you looking forward to here, Henry V?
I'd like to see a comeback, just because comebacks are... They're the great things in Left 4 Dead to watch out for, especially as you mentioned earlier, the BMW situation where they were down by 2,000 points and they survived the finale, made it with 153 health bonus, which is ridiculous.
Insane. To make any finale, that's pretty insane, let alone to make it with that high of a margin, especially when you needed it. I mean, that's the only thing that would have kept them from losing, is to make it with a 153 on a finale. And for anyone who's been in that situation, it's usually just all we need is 150 health bonus, and yeah, they actually made it. So props out to them, and that's what coined the phrase BMW. And again, we are going to be seeing Blood Harvest. Oh, dang, our prayers were answered. So Blood Harvest is going to be the map for the second game of this best of 3. And being that it is Blood Harvest, what are you most excited about here? What kind of tanks do you want to see, Henry V?
Tanks, at least this tank right here. I hope that the tank isn't rushed, because that tank, when it's rushed, it's not as exciting. But I think most people are going to take it into the ammo spot, the little house that's up ahead after the bridge. A lot of teams take it up there now.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. If you want to go ahead and just keep talking about the map, I'm going to go ahead and update some people who are asking me some questions here on Steam, so take it away, Henry.
Yeah, I have a shout out from Asian. Shout out to Nitro. Sorry, 800 friends on Facebook, that makes me a chick Mac. And that's great. No, no other shout outs. It's kind of early for us Americans, but in Europe, I think for Russians, for example, they're 9 hours ahead, so there was no other way we could have casted this earlier or later. Blood Harvest, as I mentioned before, is my favorite map. It's the map that every competitive team wants to play, because there are a bunch of choke points and all the tank fights are interesting. And we're just waiting for everyone to start here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Don't mean to keep it all quiet here. I am just typing out to some people who are asking me some questions. If you have any questions, feel free to send them my way. Feel free to send them Henry's way. Any questions, suggestions, if you can, if you see that my camera work needs a little bit of an adjustment, anything like that, let me know. I'm trying to make that. Somebody told me that the game was a little bit too dark, and I can't fix that for myself because I'm running it in a window mode. That's what I need to do in order to stream. But I was actually able to fix it on the stream itself. I had some tools available to me to fix that up. So, yeah, I'm trying to make the stream as best as possible for you guys. If you guys have any other comments, questions, or suggestions, or even just a shout-out, feel free to send them my way. Feel free to send them to Henry B, or put them in the chat, as I am keeping an eye on that. And, again, we are going to be coming back to this game being Blood Harvest. And, I don't know, these teams are just waiting right now. But anything, any fond memories that you have as far as just playing teams here, seeing great moments in Blood Harvest history? I mean, I know I have a couple, but I'm wondering if you have any you can share with us. Henry?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were just pointing that out for everyone. Honestly, it's just Blood Harvest. My favorite map. Although a lot of people seem to crash on this first map, especially this first area if you're recording. I don't understand why. There's an FPS drop, all these trees around. But I hope that doesn't happen. It's a best out of 3, and we don't want to prolong this whole lot. And the match is starting.
Yeah, the match is starting. It should be on its way any moment now. And we're going to be seeing, looks like, RussiaCrew playing first here. I don't know if this is actually switched over yet. Could be the other way around, but it does look like it's going to be RussiaCrew playing Survivors first here. So again, pretty interesting train of events. I do believe Latino Heat played first last time, so this is why we're seeing RussiaCrew playing first this time. And yeah, we're going to be seeing these Survivors pushing forward here any moment. Going to be interesting to see when they decide to push at all. And yeah, these Survivors just waiting up. We're waiting for that other ready from the Infected. Let's go ahead and take a look at how they're set up. And Henry V, any suggestions, any comments on how you see this Infected?
I have a small tip here, or a small cool note here. Vovik, who's playing for RussiaCrew right now, isn't actually in RussiaCrew. He's in Vodka Mix, which is another Russian team. But I guess they're pretty good friends.
Oh, so nice little bit of trivia there coming from Henry V about the whole situation here going down with these teams, and we are just waiting for both these teams to ready up here. This is going to be a very exciting match. I cannot wait for Map 1 Blood Harvest. I mean, this is just some grade A stuff. I don't think there's any map that I don't like from Blood Harvest. I mean, I think maybe Now that I'm trying to think about it, I think map 4 is it? Is that map 4 that's a little bit easy peasy? I don't remember.
It used to be easy peasy, but obviously with the roto config,
Oh yeah.
it's definitely a viable map now.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any console players watching. I know there was a couple that used to watch, but it is very different for anyone who doesn't know. There's only 4 pills, no HR, and no tier 2. Here we go. We see this attack coming in right now. 2 damage DP, landing by Dazer onto Zoe. We do see a smoker going in there for looks like a rocket scratch, and a rocket boom going in there right now. Not going to rocket on anyone as he does get popped midway through the air. So kind of the damage you expect any good team to take there at the beginning, sitting at about a 195.
I'm kind of disappointed by Latino Heat there. I've seen them do that attack countless times. I don't know why they send everything one by one. As you see here, Jimi Hendrix is able to clear a common, and they're just pushing through these commons.
And actually, we see an attack coming up right now. Oh, and this is a quad cap, yeah, but not going to be anywhere near landing. I don't think anything landed right there. Yeah, that was just one thwarted quad cap to 10th, as we did see those hunters try to work their way on the survivors in the front. Not going to land on anyone, though. That smoker tried to get a pull off in the back, and we do see a tank now up in the hands of Dazer. So a pretty early tank trying to cut these survivors off on the bridge. Not going to actually be close enough to be able to do that, or not even going to have the support to be able to do that. But again, we will be seeing that tank being played by Dazer. And
I do want to hear a Latino Heat War Room here, though.
Oh yeah, we will take it to the Latino Heat War Room. And going to go ahead and take care of my net graph there, as it's been on the whole entire game. As we do see now this tank push committing, so let's go ahead and take it to Latino Heat War Room.
Nice, dude.
Got the guy in your back.
Go triple.
Nice. Oh shit. I'm cleared. I'm cleared.
Dazer.
Oh,
Nice.
Well, he might die.
That's a
That's a
wipe.
wipe.
Good job. Good boom, dude. Good tank.
Great boom.
Very nice, guys.
Good tank.
Thank you. Great.
All right, and we are back, and
That was just perfect.
what a tank.
The tank landed like 3 multis, 2 doubles, and 1 triple.
That was just insane. That was a picture perfect tank, just on point, and everything that he did committed. I don't think he missed a single punch. Actually got a nice amount of doubles and multis in there, so good job coming from Latino Heat, and I'm going to go ahead and let you take this first attack as I take a drink of water here, Henry.
I don't know how the Russian crew play this first attack here, but I hope they play differently. I don't want to see them send in everything one by one or just right away. The Americans seem to do that a lot. And they're readied up, and here goes Latino Heat. 100 spawned up in the front, might go for deep. Looks like they have a boomer set up in the back. Might try to get this boom once the SI spawn up for distraction. And the boomer has a spawn. Booms 2 people. 1 separation pool flowing. A nice intercept from the hunter. Zoe still taking the chip right there. She's down to about 70 health. And now they just have to deal with the cop.
Yeah, that was all kinds of damage that landed there, Henry. We did see that separation pool landing. Zoe was actually getting beat like a drum by that smoker pretty savagely there, bringing her down to about 75% of her original HP. These survivors got to deal with a whole ton of common here. That hunter is up. This attack is going to be up. The boomer is going in right there, getting that free boom on all 4 of them. This is going to be absolutely devastating, as these survivors now have to deal with 3 hunters working their way in right now. And here they go. All 3 hunters do land. Only one up that is able to clear is Lewis. And look at all kinds of damage landing from these common, and I'm wondering, I'm almost betting that that the lag has something to do with these common and how they appear and how they're able to get dealt with by Latino Heat, because it seems to me that the only time they take damage is during these large hordes, and it's just an additional example of why you always want to get damage, or at least want to make sure you land with a boom. And here comes a tank right now trying to throw a rock, and is actually able to land that rock right on Lewis's face. That boomer goes in, gets that boom on Francis, a single boom. I don't know if this is going to be enough for the tank to commit, but here he goes. Let's go ahead and take it to a RussiaCrew War Room.
Весело.
All right, and we are back, and I just don't think RussiaCrew is as animated as I think they are, or I don't know if it's just them, or I don't know. But every time I go in there, it seems they're pretty quiet. Even though this time we did hear a good job coming from one of their teammates. So again, nice little bit of a positive reinforcement during the tank. But for the most part, it seems they're very focused, very disciplined, and making sure they don't talk and making sure they can actually hear what's going on and everything, focusing on the game. And speaking of focusing, these survivors are going to need to focus down this attack as they have an attack setting up that Boomer and a Smoker. Looks like they're trying to set something up in the back. That is going to be 100 setting up in the back as well. He is already spawned. These survivors are trying to do their best to clear out any sort of bit of damage. And here we go. This Hunter's going to be going in for this DP right now. Actually going to be just going for a standard pounce. He do land that synced pounce right now, doing that nice dual cap. This Hunter's going to go for that intercept. Oh my goodness, just a little bit off to the right. If he would have just aimed that a little bit more to the left, he would have been able to intercept that survivor that was going for that pounce. But again, not able to do that, as now these survivors are able to push forward. But not before that attack did a good amount of chip, bringing down their health bonus to a 56. And Latino Heat, though, still pushing forward for the safe room, Henry D.
Yeah, the tank did what he could. He had to spread the love there. The survivors played it really smart. They spread out when they needed to. We have another attack here, and I think it's a quad cap.
Here comes a quad cap. Oh my goodness, we do see one of the Hunters landing on a separated survivor, and oh my goodness, that could have been very, very close. A little bit of, not really miscommunication, but I think just a little bit of mispouncing coming from one of the Hunters. Actually not able to tag Zoe before she's able to get the clear on Bill, but nice attempt there at the door, as we do now see these survivors pushing in to the safe room. Latino Heat off to an early lead again, going into the safe room with a 45 health bonus, bringing them a grand total of 580 points for map 1 to RussiaCrew's 49. They were actually wiped by that tank in the trailer if you're now just joining us. And yeah, off to a good start here, Henry V. I'm actually pretty excited. Latino Heat is up, but again, it is anyone's game. One map is not a lot, especially such low scores as it is, just 580. What do you think? What do you see happening going into this map 2 here?
Well, actually, 500 is a huge score. With these low scores, they're capped at 1,200. But most people, at the most, they get around 900. So 500 is a pretty good lead.
Yeah, I think I don't want to minimize the situation here and saying 500 is not good, but I'm saying 500 could come in at any moment. At any map, they could just turn each other around and bam, that's nothing. Right now, it's nowhere near, say, a deficit of, say, 2 maps, 3 maps, or anything like that right now. But again, you pointed out, this is going to be a scrim or a match without multipliers because it is a European league. The Europeans play like this. They don't have multipliers, so again, it only shows, it's pretty much one of those situations where they make it that if you're a team that's getting pretty much beat early on, and if you start making it up in the later maps, with the normal Valve config, there's a multiplier at the end map, so the maps at the end are just so much more powerful, and typically they're usually the more easier ones, like the map 4s and the map 3s of DT. Of No Mercy. No Mercy map 3 is actually pretty hard, but like not map 4. Kind of a joke, and it's worth the most, so I can see why they don't use multipliers, and I can see why this tank is deciding to commit right now. These survivors are actually pushing back into the safe room. They're gonna actually he's not gonna have any support. He actually went in there, pushed him into the safe room, and he only has 75, and he lost 75% of his health, but he didn't commit.
He actually did the smart thing, because if he went there by himself, he just would have gotten mauled.
Right. Well, he had that smoker that did fail. Maybe they were trying to get a pull off to the front. Without that pull, they were just said, they said, hey, you know what? Let's not go in. But I kind of feel like they committed a little too much, man. That's 75%. That's 25% of his HP just to push him back to the safe room. He's gonna have to do it again. And if they take another 25% off, he's gonna go in there and start punching with 50% of his HP left. And being the caliber of team Latino Heat is,
this area is actually favorable for survivors, so you can't afford that, as you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Being the caliber of team that Latino Heat is, if that tank goes in with 50% HP, they're going to make it no percent HP very, very quickly, as they do have double pistols and everything. And there we go. We do see that smoker pool going down in the front exactly how they wanted it. Maybe not the first time, but they got it the second time. We do see that Hunter getting a pounce in the hallway on Francis. But again, this tank's going to be committing inside the safe room and actually getting a lot more punches than I thought he would with the very little HP that he actually had. But that Boomer actually able to land on 2 of the survivors. But again, I don't think it's enough, or not nearly as much as they would have done had they just not wasted 75% of that tank's HP. And or at least 25% of that tank's HP. And the smoker's actually spawned up in the front. You cannot get a respawn if you go off to the front. He's going to be just waiting around, maybe going to wait for an attack to go in with the rest of his team. Hopefully it doesn't get popped here. We're going to be waiting to see what's going to happen as this attack does look like it's up. This attack's going to be going in right now. We do see the Hunters working their way up from the back. Both of them actually landing. That Smoker trying to get a pull off in the front. Finally able to get it on Francis, but again, nothing too crazy as the team is able to do a pretty good job at clearing themselves, or as Latino Heat is able to do a good job at pretty much clearing themselves and avoiding any sort of additional damage. They actually have their hope bonus pretty low here, Henry V. 139 after that tank and that attack. That's
actually 139 is pretty good. The tank tried his best spreading the love right there after the SI went in, but 139 is decent. I mean, you have to hold out this horde. You're sitting at a good health bonus here, and tank's going up again.
And here we go. The Boomer goes in, and the Hunters follow in after that. A nice pullout going down on Lewis, and Zoe, fortunately enough, was not boomed, so she didn't have to deal with any horde as she went out to go clear him. But that could have been devastating if she was boomed, as it seems. Latino Heat is taking all kinds of damage whenever they are boomed, and again, as most typical teams do, just because again, booms really do set everything up. All those common coming in, and not only that, but then being that they are playing on the European servers, man, these Hunters must be laggy as hell. As we now see these survivors pushing forward, going down to a 124 health bonus, passing to pills around right now, trying to pop that Boomer that does land on all three of them. Everyone except Francis right now. Those Hunters are going in, landing on Zoe and Francis right there, pouncing them in the corner. Francis finally able to get cleared. We do see Lewis actually crowd surfing right there. Not going to be able to crowd surf anymore. Most of the horde is now dealt with, but their health bonus is at a 92. And I was just about to say, Henry V, when I said their health bonus was low, 139, that is low just because you know that for that part of the map, they still have to deal with more attacks. And just like that, they are under 100 health bonus, which is ideally what you want to bring down any team to, is underneath 100 health bonus. And here we go. We have another attack coming up right now. That Boomer trying to go in, and he does land on Zoe. Hunters working their way in from the front. Looks like they're going to be able to get a pounce on Zoe. Looks like they're going to be able to connect on Francis. And here we go, trying to get that Boomer in there. 6 damage DP additionally with that Hunters that went in. With those Hunters that went in, nice Smoker going off in the back. And Henry, this damage is just piling up.
Yeah, I think RussiaCrew is doing pretty well with these free booms here. They've lost about, or Latino Heat has lost about 60 health bonus, which is not what you want to see, especially after tank.
Yeah, that is definitely not what you want to see after tank. And again, with this survivor play that's coming out of RussiaCrew, I don't see why they wouldn't cause even more damage right now. As here they go, they're trying to just get their attention right now and get that person who's blocking the back spawns off the back ladder. As this Hunter is just jumping around, taking all kinds of chip right now. We do see that Boom going in, getting the boom on 2 of them. The other Hunter is deciding to commit, does land a 3 damage DP. Here goes that other Hunter, getting that pounce on Lewis. Yeah, that was actually Lewis right there getting pounced, and then Zoe getting pulled across Lewis, who was actually not able to clear her because of the fact that he was pounced. So again, nice amount of damage going down. 2 survivors going down as they are brought down by Common and whatnot. They're going to be getting these survivors up, getting into the safe room, and it does look like they're going to be able to get in there with at least 169-ish. So yeah, they're going to close that door. 164 is actually going to be their health bonus. They passed pills and their health bonus went down. So they had a 169 and went down to a 164. And
you mean 64? They don't have 164 health points.
Oh yeah, no, they don't have 164. And it went down to 64, and it's 60. It gives them a grand total of 656 for that map. So again, 656, pretty good for that map. But if RussiaCrew could do a little better, maybe just at avoiding that damage after tank, they might be able to pull off the lead here on this map. So again, we're going to be seeing these teams double ready. Going to be dealing with an early tank. And Henry V, why don't you go ahead and take us through this first attack here?
Well, going back to RussiaCrew, I think they really need to capitalize on Latino Heat getting a low score here. So it might happen as what happened like the last map. Boomer is going for a free boom here. Boomer connecting, and the rest of the SI are shut down. They're just going to clear this common, and the tank is up.
Yeah, the tank is up, and it does look like it's going to be in the hands of Nocturnal. So a Noct tank going to be coming in here, and I don't know. Let's go ahead and keep it here for this tank. I'm kind of feeling casting a tank here, as we do see this tank pretty much ready to commit any moment now. These survivors doing a good job at spreading out, just like Latino Heat, just like Latino Heat did, making sure they try to cover all those spawns in the bottom. And here comes that tank. Nocturnal deciding to commit himself, not going to pass that tank. Here comes those hunters from the back. This is going to be a quad cap attempt. Tank going in there, whipping one punch, landing a nice multi on two of the survivors there. One of the survivors actually decided to get out. He is going to get pounced. Looks like the tank actually punched him through the wall, though, as we do now see this tank working his way around the room, punching Francis. He is down to 73 HP, and with his last 73 HP, able to land a punch. And this is going to be the big difference that we saw with Latino Heat versus RussiaCrew. I was going to say that that even though that RussiaCrew did a good job at spreading the love, they didn't actually down anyone. And I think that no matter what, with an early tank, you always want to go for a down. And the reason being is that they still have to go through a crescendo. And even if, say, it wasn't European rules, having to just hit a crescendo while you're bleeding out, it is a big pain in the butt. But being that they have to wait out the crescendo, anytime you get somebody bleeding out before it, I mean, that's just beneficial to you. Because you're doing chip with damage. You're doing chip on top of chip just because he's bleeding out. So it's always a very good idea to try to commit to at least downing one person when you have that early tank. And we're going to see why in a moment here as that lekan becomes a pill dumpster any moment. And especially if Froch or whatever his name is goes down too, as we do see an attack coming in right now.
From his bunny hopping boomers, landed another one of those.
Yeah, boomers are I think Griffin's specialty. I've seen him miss a couple, but man, when they land, they are absolutely devastating. They just come in seemingly out of nowhere at 1,000,000 miles an hour and get right up in your face or get right up in your face or whatever they may be. But again, we do see that RussiaCrew is doing their best to try to push forward here, trying not to pop any more pills unless absolutely necessary. So they're trying to make as much ground as they can. We do see that boomer going in right now. Not going to land on anyone. Actually, it does land on Zoe. Bill getting pulled forward right now. Zoe getting completely hoarded, and oh my goodness! That is an absolutely devastating separation pounce going down on Lewis, and that is absolutely what they did not want to see happen. He's going to go down, and oh my god, he doesn't go down. He's like so close to going down, but man, oh man, how quickly the tides have turned. And we were talking about how Latino Heat was actually having a hard time avoiding damage after the tank. Wow, that was a hard time avoiding damage after the tank right there. All kinds of damage pretty much going down right there, as we do see the tank pretty much just downing one person, and the SI pretty much doing the rest, as we do see an attack coming in right now. Francis is going to be getting the pull forward, and we do see the rest of the attack is getting cleared off by the by the survivors, as they're just going to go ahead and get Francis up now. They are down to 2 sets of pills. They need to make sure they pop and get whoever is slow on those pills so they can make up some ground, man, because they're getting devastated on here, Henry.
They really can't afford to separate like that. When Lewis, I don't know why he backed off. You definitely can't afford that, because the tank is down. You have to push, especially when you have survivors bleeding out.
Right, you are, and we are going to be waiting for this attack to be coming in right now. We do see the boomer is up. He's going to be able to get a boom off on Jimi Hendrix. We do see that pill going down on him as well. That smoker is actually all the way in the back, making his survivor teammates just lose more ground, having to go back to clear him. And we do see Bill getting proxy boomed by that boomer as they went to go clear Jimi Hendrix. They are finally in the clear here, clearing all the common, all of the SI. They're going to be pushing forward now. And look at this, even more common to deal with, man. This is just not looking good for RussiaCrew. They're taking damage on top of damage on top of damage, Henry V.
Yeah, we have Zoe here who's black and white, but I don't think she's going to go down, even though they're all ticking.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to go down either. They are all very much so bleeding out. But again, we are going to be waiting for this attack to land, and we do see that Russia is black and white. I don't think anyone else is black and white, but just an interesting note to point out. We do see this attack coming in right now. The hunters are landing. This almost is a quad cap, and oh my goodness, that was so close to landing. And man, if that would have just even
pounced the smoker's pull, if he just pounced like just to the left a little bit more, that would have connected.
Oh my god, how many times have we seen that tonight? I mean, just this evening, wherever it may be. I mean, I'm sure it's nighttime somewhere. It is not night in America, though. I'm just saying, that is crazy how close that quad cap came to landing. But one too many times, even just not with a quad cap, we've seen that smoker's tongue get pounced by a hunter. So a little bit unfortunate there. And yeah, we're going to be seeing a majority of this stuff going down on map 3, as we are now pushing forward, and it looks like Latino Heat still enjoying their comfortable lead, 1,236 to 605, pretty much double that of their opponents at this point. So they need to make sure that they make this map. They need to make sure they make this map hard for RussiaCrew if they want to make sure they hang on to that lead. As RussiaCrew needs to set the bar high and make sure that they actually do some sort of damage, or really just make sure that they set the bar up high so they can have some points.
They honestly need to wipe Latino Heat if they want to make a comeback, because there's only 2 maps left, this one and map 4.
Oh, right you are, and yeah, I just noticed that I didn't have my name changed. Usually I change my name when I'm streaming and whatnot, and I didn't, and I'm kind of dumb for that. So again, if you have any friends who like watching Left 4 Dead or anything like that, make sure you send them a link to the stream. Let's try and get some more viewers on here. Currently we're sitting at about 29. We've been enjoying a nice amount of viewers the whole game, about 30, I think 40-ish was the high. So again, thanks for stopping by, guys. It is always great to be able to do this for you guys, as this is a cast for gamers by gamers for you guys, by us guys. And yeah, we're just waiting here. It's kind of cheesy there, but we are just waiting for this game to start. Looks like we are going to be seeing the start of the game now, and it is going to be RussiaCrew as survivors. So as I said, they got to set the bar up high. Henry V, what do you see out of these teams? What do you think we're going to see out of this first attack?
I think that we're going to see some scratches. Yeah, the Hunter's attempting to scratch, and both of them got denied. Actually, Dazer got a scratch here.
Yeah, so actually...
And Boomer got melee.
Nice. So yeah, we did see some attacks going in right there, and actually I couldn't see that myself because I saw it was a weird glitch where I couldn't see the SI for some reason. So yeah, I had to re-spectate there, but now we are back in the game. We're able to see what's going on, and we're seeing that these survivors are actually opting to hug the right side of the mountain, avoiding all that horde right there. Doing a good job just pressing forward, making sure they try to make up as much ground as they can. They don't want to get locked up in some sort of just a bad situation. And again, survivors, in case you're new to Left 4 Dead, say you don't really watch this, but it's caught your attention for at least a second. Left 4 Dead is a game where you want to make sure you make up as much ground without taking damage.
Set up here. 200s up top.
Oh, and speaking of damage, this could be the end of this survivor team when this quad cap is able to land. If they make sure they don't pounce the pole here, as we do see a quad cap up at any moment. And let's go ahead and, it's been a while since we've gone to a war room during a quad cap, so let's go ahead and take it to Latino Heat. Alright, so looks like we had a little bit of a confusion there in terms of who was going to go for who. We did see a little bit of those hunters just stacking up on the top guys, and then I think the smoker wanted to pull one of the top guys, and he had to rearrange to the front guys, and yeah, so a little bit of a confusion there going down, a little bit of miscommunication. So we don't see the quad cap, we don't see that much damage going down as a result neither. So again, we do see survivors now pretty much pushing forward, and wow, I saw a lot of friendly fire going down right there from it looks like Jimi Hendrix accidentally crowning Francis, and we do see hunters up right now. This is going to be an interesting attack. Henry V, this is going to be pretty devastating. These hunters could land these DPs, as they are 3 hunters up.
3 hunters, yep. 1 DP has to land, come on.
Yeah, 1 DP would be nice. We see a hunter just kind of BSing right now, just jumping around. Doesn't look like he actually wants to commit, but he is showing the threat of maybe being able to do so if he so pleases. And again, any moment now, Jimi Hendrix just sitting there. We do see that boomer going in. Hunter's coming in as well. We do see that nice 24 damage DP landing on Goose, or not landing on Goose, but Goose able to land that 24 damage DP on Francis. And nice job from this SI, actually able to land that even though the team expected it. I think that's the hardest thing to do is even though the other team expects it, they know that these DPs are coming, you're still able to land those. I mean, that's the sign of a good team. They're being able to lay down the sufficient distraction for that to actually happen. And we do see that the smoker is now up. He is trying to get a pull back on the log. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to happen. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be happening, though, as we do see that boomer trying to get a boom. Not going to happen either. And that hunter trying to go in, and he does get a pounce momentarily. That pull does go down, but again, 2 very quick clears, able to save their teammates and continue to push back on this map, which is, I think, the common strategy for this map in general is when you see the tank here, you want to push back. You don't want to stay there and take any sort of silly tank damage or have to play with that hittable, you know?
Yeah, I want to see some hittable action here. It's been a while since I've seen that log do some work, especially in this area.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while for me as well. I mean, there is a hittable out over here in the side. In case you don't know, there is a hittable that can be put in play. And I don't think the tank's going to be able to do that now because it is on the second pass. This tank is going to have to commit. And we're going to go ahead and keep it here for this tank as this tank is now pushing in, trying to get a swing on one of those two survivors that were in the front. The boom does go down on Francis. Nice pull going down, but unfortunately the tank rocked it, so there's not going to be any damage coming in off of that. Nice punch going down on the boom survivor, and we do see a nice 25 damage DP that landed on Francis as well. That was absolutely devastating. We do see another we do see a bunch of good damage landing on this tank right now. He has absolutely nowhere to go, sitting at about 1,500 HP, 25% or 16% of his original HP, trying to land a rock. Smoker trying to get a pull. Hunter going in, just trying to save this tank's life. I think that tank needed to get out of there while that Hunter was in, or at least try to get out of there. That Boomer's going in right now, trying to get that Boomer on one of the survivors. He is able to get it on the down survivor, so that's exactly what that tank needed, and he actually was able to get a rock with 7% of his HP left. Nocturnal doing a beautiful job of keeping this tank up right now.
I'm surprised he's still up. I mean, with the amount of health, I would imagine the survivors, and he lands another fucking rock.
Another beautiful rock landing after the fact. I mean, this is all just bonus damage landing for this tank. I think the survivors know that he's pretty much down to nothing, as these survivors are pretty much just trying to push him at this point right now. We do see an attack going in right now. Hunter landing on the pulled survivor. I don't think that 5 damage DP counted, but nice boom. We do know that that DP landing on Lewis's tank. Is finally dead though. And again, nice job from Nocturnal, really just capitalizing, extending the life of that tank. I think that would have been a pretty typical to little bit of a, normal tank had it not been for those additional rocks. It really just came up and, just did even more damage after the fact.
The survivors took a lot more damage than they should have. The tank was able to land 2 rocks, and they really can't afford that because they're down by 600 points right now.
Yeah, and they can't afford to take any more damage, as we do see Latino Heat going in right now. That Smoker is going to get cleared. That is going to be the end of that attack. They did a good job at trying to avoid even more damage, but again, they are sitting at about 118 health bonus, so they need to make sure they hit that button and get into that safe room to hang on to just as much of that as they can. We do see that Francis, being played by Froch, is pretty much sitting at about 60%, completely bleeding out HP, and everyone else is sitting about 50 to slightly under 50 for their HP, as we do see a Smoker trying to get a pull off in the back. Hunter getting a pounce off on Zoe in the back. Boomer trying to spawn up there, not going to be able to get a boom on anyone, as he is going to get popped. Smoker getting a pull off in the back, gonna pretty much get cleared there. Hunter in the front getting cleared as well, and we are going to be moving up and seeing the survivors pushing to the safe room, pretty much giving them a grand total of, it looks like they're going to be at least 100 here before they bleed out, so yeah, not a bad thing. I think Zoe should just pop her pills. It's not like it's going to go down if she goes in. Alright, there we go. Finally, we see the survivors going into the safe room with 101 health bonus, giving them a grand total of 804 points for this map. And again, going to be interesting to see if Latino Heat's going to be able to answer this call, or be able to just basically deal with this tank. Latino Heat does enjoy a comfortable lead right now, but right now they are behind, being that they are behind 200 points. So if they get wiped here, this could be the map that RussiaCrew needed to come up in the lead.
Nothing against Latino Heat. I do want RussiaCrew to wipe them, just because, comebacks are they're the great things to watch right now. Boomer is coming in, gets nope. Wait, just nail it around, hold it, and still popped on his face.
Nice. So we did see that first boom landing, and look at that. Griffin completely hoarded now, taking a little bit of damage off of that, and a bit of chat. So pro Boomer, a little bit of talking in the chat.
Seems to be a lot of Euro spectators here. I don't know how the Europeans do it, but Americans, we don't usually like to have spectators in our matches.
Yeah, we don't. We don't like people watching, and we do see that these survivors are now trying to do their best to clear these attacks as they are working their way in. We do see that Lewis is being pounced for days. I don't know why Griffin didn't decide to turn to his right to actually clear him, but again, he actually managed to get the clear on somebody else. But I don't know. That was kind of silly. I think he could have turned around and cleared them. I don't know if he just didn't know that he was there, if somebody else said he had him, or what do you think that was about, Henry V?
I think he just wanted to clear the hunter that was in front of him, but A bit of miscommunication there.
Yeah, and I just want to go ahead and give a shout out to Josh. He is the best. Just letting everyone know that, and we will be going back to this match that I think we see. Yeah, Latino Heat pretty much sitting at a 178 health bonus, pretty comfortable as far as being 59% done with the map. Maybe even 60% here coming up, as we do see that Boomer getting popped. Hunter's working their way in right now. One of them killed off. Smoker trying to get a pull off in the front. Not going to happen, as that last Smoker is cleared. And again, we do now see that these survivors are just pushing forward and pretty much avoiding all sorts of silly damage here. And yeah, what do you expect Latino Heat to do here, Henry B? We're gonna see them? Oh, actually, I already know. Before I'm actually able to finish the question, and we already know that they're going back. I thought they might have.
I thought they were, pushed forward. They've done that before in scrum.
Yeah, they really have. So I really thought that that's what they were going to do. But this Boomer really just set up in the most perfect spots to hold them up right there. That nice Hunter, just even more delay for Zoe. I mean, ideally we would have liked to have seen those Hunters hit pretty synced up, but they weren't able to do that. So it was one after another, but still able to slow down Zoe pretty much a lot right there. As we do see survivors just trying to do any sort of additional chip to this tank, who was at the front or at the end of this hallway right now. And these survivors are actually going to be opting to run back now, as they did do a little bit of chip. They did bring him down to 88% of his HP. Dude, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that Uzi chip. I actually like using Uzi, especially in this area, because it's so open. You can kite the tank really, really well.
Yeah, not bad at all, as we do now see that Hunter just trying to jump around.
And Bill's rocking the Uzi here.
And Bill is rocking the Uzi. Bill's going to be working his way in. I mean, the tank's going to be working his way in right now. We do see that Boomer going off in the back on the pool target. Being Zoe right now. This tank's trying to commit on anyone. Working his way into the boom targets, and he does get stumbled. That is absolutely devastating for this tank right now. He is down to nothing. One more shot will kill him. A quick reload of a shotgun, and he is down. And now all they have to deal with.
I said the Uzi is a good gun to use in this area.
Oh my God! Look at Knock and Dazer's damage to that tank. Look at Knock and Dazer's damage to that tank. 2,279. Both of them doing 2K. I don't think Griffin even did a triple-digit term of damage to that tank. I mean, he didn't do damage in terms of triple digits to that tank. I don't even know how to phrase that correctly, but still, that was a lot of damage coming from just two survivors. But that's all you needed, apparently, as these survivors are now pushing forward with a 160 health bonus NAV. That is absolutely, I don't know, that's like A+ survivor work.
Yeah.
That is very,
honestly,
very good.
People underestimate the Uzi. Knock used it as to his advantage. He was able to kite the tank, and Dazer was helping him out with a shotgun. And the tank was just chasing them around. It's a wild goose chase and no connect.
All right, and here we go. We do see that an attack is going to be moving its way in right now. We do see that Hunter working his way in from the back. Not going to land. Lewis was able to see that Hunter coming from a mile away. Got that dead stop right in his face. The rest of the Hunter did get dealt with in a similar fashion, and that is going to be the end of that attack, as we are now seeing the same health bonus from these survivors, even though they're bleeding out, still holding on to that 160 after that attack. And again, not bad at all, man. I am very, very impressed by Latino Heat right now. Even though it was more of a blunder on the infected side rather than something that, say, Latino Heat did good, I think they do have a bit of strategy on their side. Obviously, good at shutting down attacks and taking damage. They're going to need to be good at shutting down this one, as we do see Francis getting pulled off in the back, and we do see 100 still up trying to get a pounce. He does get a pounce on Bill with an additional 3 damage DP from the ground. Nice 3 damage DP ground pounce. And again, we will be seeing that attack being cleared with. There is still one smoker up that can get a pull off the hill, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. So these survivors are doing a pretty good job at staying relatively close, making sure they don't get pulled. Zoe might get pulled here, but I do not think it's going to be going down, as these survivors are able to make it into a safe room with a 151 health bonus to them, giving them a grand total of 1,004 for that map. So
that's a great score.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it was so much of a good thing that Latino Heat did, but it was just a bad mistake by the Boomer. I don't think that Boomer was actually even that close, too. I mean, it looked to me like he was more down the hill, but I guess just, I don't know, must have been that...
RussiaCrew's at a bad decipit right here. They have to wipe them and make 900 or something like that. They're down by 800.
Yeah, they are in quite a hole here that they need to dig themselves out of, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, quite frankly. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see them try. Nonetheless, they do have the luxury of going second as survivors, so they know where the tank's going to spawn. They'll be able to prepare for it sufficiently and knowing where everything's going to be. So, again, they do have that to look forward to. But, again, we will be seeing Latino Heat pushing forward as the first survivors here. Or Brady Gamers, actually, pushing forward here as the survivor is going to be able to try to set that bar even higher, make it even harder for, or even maybe even impossible if they make this map for RussiaCrew to make it. And here we go. We do see that that attack coming in right now. We do see 3 of the survivors are boomed. One of the smokers is still up right now. We do see all 4 of the survivors are now boomed. Great attack for RussiaCrew off at the start of map 4, as we do see 2 of the survivors still dealing with Hori. 2 of them deciding to push forward at this point. And again, nice damage going down off of that attack, bringing down their health bonus to 186 already, Henry V.
Yeah, they need to keep having these kind of attacks. They need to chip them down as much as possible. This tank is hard to fight as it's infected. I'd like to see the forklift put into play, though.
Yeah, I'd love to see that forklift put into play as well, as we do see that Boomer getting that boom off from the bottom into the warehouse. And here come the Hunters. One Hunter almost landing on Francis. He does get dead stop, though. The other one did land on Lewis, but he does get cleared. And those Hunters are now dead.
Lost all of his health. How did
he
just jump?
My goodness. I do not know. I did not see that. Who is he? Is it going to be Zoe? I don't know. I almost want to like stop the video and look at the VOD, look at the replay and see how did that happen, because I don't understand how it's possible for him to take damage chip. I don't think he definitely wasn't pounced or anything like that, but
he must have jumped.
Yeah, that's the only thing that could explain it, really, is he must have jumped. I don't know if maybe he was blocked by Common, blocked by SI, but we do see that a Hunter's going to be working his way in right now. He's going to be trying to get this. I mean, he's going to be trying to get the pounce on somebody, but that is going to be an AI Hunter, so dealt with rather easily here, as we do see that that tank starting to reposition. And since we haven't taken it to a war room, let's go ahead and take it to a war room now, as we're going to be taking it to the RussiaCrew war room. I don't know if they think I'm going to steal their strategies or what's going on, or maybe they just don't talk all the time, or maybe they're just using endgame. But man, I am telling you, you can hear needles drop in the war room for RussiaCrew anytime you're in there. But again, we will be bringing it back. Apparently it works for them, because look at this. Latino's health bonus is pretty low, and we do see an attack coming up right now. The Smoker's going to be trying to get a pull off in the back. He does get cleared rather quickly, though. Zoe is now down. The 100 pounces the down survivor. I don't think he was actually trying to do that. We do see Francis getting pulled off in that back. And that Boomer going to be trying to work his way in, trying to be a pesky Boomer, trying to delay the pickup. And looks like Zoe could actually die right there if they're not able to clear her quick enough. We do see that Boomer's just kind of hanging out next to Francis.
He's by the alarm car, so see if he'll trigger the alarm car by shooting.
Oh, clever Boomer is being clever right now, as we are now just waiting. I think he needs to stand next to it. He can't stand on the side of it. He needs to be able to get that boom. Here we go, that Boomer. Oh, he's not going to be able to charge up that Boomer fast enough, so no. That did not work out for him. Here comes that attack, though. That Hunter's working his way off in the back. That one Hunter does get skeeted. The other one did get cleared right away on Lewis, and almost getting that pull all the way in the back. But again, a little bit of an interesting strategy there, keeping that Boomer on that car. I would have liked to have seen him maybe going for a scratch when they were picking up that other survivor. But he stayed on the car, like you said, trying to get that alarm to trigger. But as we saw, it was not going to happen. He did not have a boom to boom on him. I knew he was trying to wait for that, but again, not able to happen.
They killed him right here. Latino, he just won the second map.
Yeah, they have won map 2 and thus won the game if they make this map here. So they gotta wipe them if they see the opportunity to do so. Here we do see 200 set up already pre-spawned in the front. The Boomer tried to go in for the boom in the back. Not gonna happen though. We do see the Warhunters working their way in right now. There's gonna be a tri-cat situation possible in the back, but nope. Not going to land. That is going to be the end of that attack, and I do believe the end of this map, as I do believe that is GG. These teams are probably going to play out, and look at this backwards bunny hop from Griffin, almost bunny hopping all the way to the room. Look, you could just tell the excitement is written all over their face. They are going into the safe room. They are GGing each other back and forth. Nice pullback going down in the very last second. very good manners being displayed by both these teams. And, yeah, nice, there you go, play out for scores. There you go. So they're thinking about playing out. This is pretty much going to be a situation where we already know the outcome. Latino Heat, congratulations to them for taking it again. We did just see them play yesterday. They played Team Penis, and they were actually able to come up with the win. Yes, I did say Team Penis. That is not a. You did not hear me incorrectly. Team Penis.
It's a team, all right.
Yeah.
And actually, Nivi from Team Penis wants to know if anyone wants to 4v4.
Okay, cool. So if you guys want to play against Team Penis, the team that Latino Heat was actually able to pull off the win against yesterday, feel free to message us. We'll go ahead and let you contact Nibby, and you guys can get that all organized if you're looking for a left foot head scrim. Anyways, coming back to this game right now, we are seeing that that's just pretty much the end of it. RussiaCrew is pushing forward right now, trying to bring the end of this already long game. We did see 2 games back to back. This was part 2. This is game 2 on Blood Harvest. Map 1 was DT, and Latino Heat, man, just the dominant team on both maps, just able to keep the game keep the game in their favor from the start to end. So yeah, a very nice job from them. And I have a shout out coming in from Combi Chuck. Shout out to Latino Heat. Great job repping the country. Keep it up. So yeah, good representation coming in from Latino Heat for the America, for America in general, just representing in this European Cup. And again, yeah, if you have any shout outs, feel free to send them my way. Feel free to send them to Henry V, as we'll be reading those. And we do see
How did he get in cap right there? He just got punched up top.
You know, I think with Latino Heat, anything is possible. Griffin said, you know what, I want to incap him on that train, and it just happened. So Griffin doing a good job at just doing what he can to wipe this team even faster. That boomer did go in right there, got that boom on Francis. He is just committing, throwing rocks point blank, really. Not even trying to go for those punches right now. He does punch a comment out of his face, as right now he misses another punch on Francis. This tank is going to get dealt with. It could have been the white, but I don't think it might be after the fact that he's taking so much damage right now. He's always getting worked over pretty heavily there. It looked like she was actually going to be able to get away. Not going to be able to get away now, though, as it does look like the tank's going to peace punch her. And no, she is getting lucky over and over again, grabbing onto that ladder there. And she is, yeah, she has finally died, as Charisma would say. And we are just waiting for the end of this map, as we do now see Bill sitting off in that corner, getting smacked up by that tank. And peace punch! That is a peace punch going down. And that 100-pound seeing that one survivor in the front, and that is going to be the end of that game. Like I said, guys, I want to go ahead and thank everyone for watching tonight, or today, whatever time it is, wherever you may be. It has been a pleasure for me to bring you guys this game, this lower bracket match in the Left 4 Dead Eurocup. If you guys, I'm pretty sure they're doing lower bracket games every single day. I do not know if they're going to be playing tomorrow, though. Latino Heat, I don't. I do believe so. I need to talk to them. Make sure get that all down in writing, so to speak, I guess. And yeah, guys, if you guys like what you are seeing, make sure to follow me on Twitch, or make sure to check out my group for casts. I go ahead and post every time I stream. So again, if you want to stay up to date with these casts, with this tournament, just in general, make sure to do that. And again, I want to go ahead and thank everyone for watching. Of course, my co-caster for this evening, Mr. Henry V. Thank you so very much.
Thank you again.
And again, thanks everyone for watching, guys. I hope you have a good one. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.